finally, after an eternity of waiting, we get the continuation of Saikorochi versus Tatsumaki. And this chapter of One Punch Man is called Something Huge, and I think we all know what that something huge is. Wink, wink. But now that I got that off of my chest, this chapter of One Punch Man didn't really continue their battle story-wise all that much. It's mostly Saikorochi showing off her increase in power and one-upping Tatsumaki's feat of uplifting the entire enemy base. And if we remember, the very last chapter was all of the heroes kind of making their way toward the battlefield to see what they can do. And I'm thinking, after seeing this massive feat of power, what the hell are they gonna do? Like, how the hell are they gonna help? Saikorochi doesn't seem phased at all by this power that Tatsumaki just showed off and uplifting their entire base. Like, that's a huge amount of power right there. So as she starts attacking, Tatsumaki kind of thinks, like, on the fly a strategy to beat her. You know, the tendrils that are going off and absorbing all the monsters down the base, as we've seen. She kind of figures out, okay, that's what's happening. Like, I gotta get to those. But Saikorochi is, nope, freaking tri-beams straight at Tatsumaki. Like, this is straight up Ten Shinhan right here. But as opposed to Ten Shinhan's beam, the Kikoho, this is more of a CD. When I saw this wide shot of the blast going through, I thought, oh, this looks like the quarter of a freaking compact disc. But this, I was not expecting this at all. I was expecting like a beam, like it showed in that first image, but it turns out she's cutting a part of the earth. She's literally scalping the earth. This is fucking crazy. I mean, I really love how it's depicted here. You got the beam, and then you got it showing that it's not just like a beam, but it's slicing, and then you've got what it's slicing, the earth, from a freaking wide shot, the sun in the background, beautiful stuff. And then the effects of which, the ocean water just flowing down because Earth's gravity still works, and it's just kind of sliced it up, making it go up a little bit, causing the water to fall down, and then it goes back down to the earth. How many freaking people do you guys think this killed? Look at these waves. These waves have got to be miles and miles and miles high. This is insane. Correct me if I'm wrong, but pretty sure this is the biggest amount of power. Like, this is God level for sure. And Saikorochi is just eating it up. Like, haha, you have no chance now. I am like the god of this place. But the surprising thing is that Tatsumaki, while seemingly surprised about it, she doesn't seem all that phased or worried. So I'm really looking forward to the next chapter to see how she reacts to this. But we're definitely getting reactions from Genos here, which is very interesting, because they're just wondering, what is Tatsumaki fighting here? Like, this is insane. And of course, King is wanting to get the kid out of there, and I'm thinking, yes, get that kid out of there. Why is he still there, for crying out loud, So here is the really interesting part, is when Saikorochi essentially begins explaining how she became so powerful, because Tatsumaki's like, that is not enough power just from absorbing the monsters that were down there. And this is very interesting. Essentially, from what I'm gathering, correct me if I'm wrong, or if you have more input, drop your thought waves in the comments below. But Saikorochi, essentially, the tendrils are going into the earth, and she's seeing this kind of these brain cells, and these brain cells are essentially the brain of the earth itself. And now she's essentially tapping into like the memories of Earth, hence the image here of Adam and Eve and the snake creature, and Eve is saying, hey, that's a pretty weird snake. That's a funny little touch there. But essentially that is how she's gaining so much power. And during this time, she's gloating that this is her destiny. Her destiny is essentially to become one with the earth. So Lady Psychos and Orochi became one, and now Saikorochi is going to fuse into the earth and become like the ultimate power being. And Tatsumaki makes a good point. She's like, okay, well, what's the point of that? That's going to be boring, just being by yourself all alone, you know, after you accomplish this. So that's a very interesting concept. I mean, how can you surpass the power of Earth itself? But there is one line that I thought was very interesting, is when she was explaining the brain cell, she said it looks like Jupiter's surface. And one thing I should note, if you guys don't know, is that Jupiter, the planet, essentially does not have a surface because it is a gaseous giant. And everything that we see is just its atmosphere, incredibly thick atmosphere. And what we see as the eye of Jupiter, for example, the big, you know, blotchy thing that looks like an eye, that's essentially an insanely huge storm. And when we see those things, that's like gaseous. I think it's mainly made up of hydrogen, but I guess there's a little bit of science lesson there. The core of Jupiter, however, might be solid. I don't think we quite know that for certain yet, because it's such a gigantic planet. So anyway, as Saikorochi is kind of gloating here, she kind of gives away subtly a little hint at her backstory, which may be related to Tatsumaki and Blizzard. Now, this makes me think, okay, so were they in like some sort of psychic all-girls school together? And Tatsumaki and Blizzard kind of made fun of her when they were kids, and now she has this grudge, and that's why she started the Monster Association to begin with. Like, the possibility, like, this little tiny bit opens up so many possibilities and is just incredibly intriguing to me now. So essentially they continue their battle. Saikorochi kind of makes all of these dragon snakes come out, and they're all firing at Tatsumaki. She is in trouble, but I have a feeling, because it didn't seem like Tatsumaki is like extremely worried worried about this or anything like that. She could be hiding it really well, but you know, she definitely is in trouble unless she's hiding the full extent of her power. And of course, Saitama's there, so we got a backup plan. A plan B, so to speak. Get it? But yeah, definitely a really hype chapter, and very intrigued as to what's going to happen next, especially with Saikorochi, Blizzard, and Tatsumaki's past. That was a very intriguing little subtle hint, and very much looking forward to what's going to happen next, or if Tatsumaki is essentially hiding the full extent of her power. So what do you guys think? Drop your thought waves down in the comments below, and thanks a lot for watching, and take it easy.